We are about to begin. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise to welcome our platform party, our esteemed alumni, and our current staff. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll ask you to stay standing, and I'd like to welcome current MCI student Evelyn Kratt to the stage for the reading of the land acknowledgement, and then please remain standing for our national anthem.
We acknowledge that we are hosted on the lands of the Mississaugas, the Anishinaabe, the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, and the Wendat. We also recognize the enduring presence of all First Nations, Métis, and Inuit peoples.
Good morning, and welcome to Martingrove Collegiate. For some of you, I should say, welcome back. I'm Ann Thompson, and today I stand on this stage with a 25-year history of being a bear. In 1994, I walked across this stage as a fresh-faced, ready to take on the world graduate. In 2004, I returned, this time as a fresh-faced, ready to tackle the world first-year teacher. And today, I stand here once more, maybe not quite so fresh-faced, as the chair of the Reunion Planning Committee for the second time. Alumna, staff, committee member. Regardless of my role today, I am a bear through and through. As I reflect on my many years in this building, my thoughts keep returning to one key value that I think best embodies Martingrove's spirit: service. Martingrove gave me a strong foundation in what it means to work in service of others. I spoke up during class discussions. I acted in a junior drama production. I led the volleyball team on and off the court. Through these experiences, I learned how to contribute in ways to make everyone around me stronger. I learned how to give my time and my talents, even when it was hard, because it was the right thing to do. These experiences showed me that working together makes it easier to achieve your goals. And even if you don't quite get there, supporting one another means that when the next opportunity comes around, you're better prepared, more connected, and a stronger community. As a teacher, I have tried to pass this lesson on. I have mentored senior leaders to look for ways to meet other students' needs. In the classroom, I ask my students to support one another as we work through challenging material. As a coach, I have encouraged athletes to push each other so they can accomplish more together than they ever could alone. As the Key Club staff advisor, I promote volunteerism, both within the school and beyond it. Today, I show my students what it means to give back to the community that raised you. I have given my time and talents to show them that doing so can make a difference. And today, you get to see that many of our students have already learned this lesson. Today, you will see the work of over 200 bears who have decided that offering their service to support this committee's initiative will help us to achieve our goal. And by doing so, they will make us all stronger. They will make our community a more beautiful place to grow up. They will be proud of what they will have done, and they will know that their service made a difference. I would also like to acknowledge the Reunion Planning Committee, a group of dedicated volunteers, staff, and parents who have given countless hours behind the scenes to make these reunion events possible. Their work is a true reflection of the Martingrove spirit, stepping up, pitching in, and serving, not for recognition, but because it matters. Today, I am proud to think of all that I have accomplished at Martingrove. I am proud to know that I have instilled in my students the same values that were instilled in me so long ago. And I hope that you take some time today to think of all the ways that you have made your community stronger, just by being a bear. Thank you. And now it is my pleasure to introduce Evan Baker, Member of Parliament for Etobicoke Centre, whose work has focused on strengthening healthcare, advancing major infrastructure projects, and serving our community, both locally and nationally.
Good morning, everyone. How's everybody doing? Oh, we can do better than that. How's everybody doing? Oh, that's great. Listen, thank you very much for having me. I'm Evan Baker. I'm the Member of Parliament here in Etobicoke Centre and have the privilege of representing this community, but many of you in Canada's Parliament. And it's such an honor to be here today. I want to start by just saying thanks to Ann Thompson, to you, to your committee, to Principal Thornton for welcoming me here, but also for everyone's work who've been involved in organizing this. Can we put our hands together for them? And it's wonderful to be here with so many constituents, so many people I know, so many teachers and vice principals and superintendents who I've had the chance to work with over the years. When I walked in, I was introducing myself to one of our vice principals, and he asked me what year I graduated. And I had to admit that I wasn't a student here at Martingrove Collegiate. But I hope you'll all allow me to stay, nevertheless. But I have been here over the years on many occasions. So I've been here to speak to students, I've been here at graduation ceremonies, I've been here for community meetings and town halls and concerts. And what that underlines for me is Martingrove Collegiate is first and foremost, of course, a school, but in an educational institution, but it's also at the heart of our community here in Etobicoke Centre. So that makes it extra special for me to be able to be here at this ceremony or at the celebration. When I spoke at the graduation ceremony here at MCI last year, I told a little story that I want to share with you about education. And when I was a kid, I went to a school that was far from my home, and I had to get driven to school and back home every day. And most of the students got driven to school by their parents, but I got driven to school by my grandfather very often, and I always wondered why that was. And so my grandparents, just for context, my grandparents immigrated to Canada after World War II, and like so many people who came at that time, they were very, very poor. And they worked very, very hard to build a better life for their children, for their grandchildren. So I decided one day, I was in the car with my grandfather, and I decided to ask him, and I called him Diya. I said, Diya, why is it that you're the one driving me when the other students are driven by their parents? And he said, because for me, the most important thing for you is that you get a great education. Because with a great education, you can do anything that you want. And I share that story because, for me, that underlines what makes MCI so special. Like 60 years of students getting a great education and being able to not only learn, but grow as people and be able to pursue what they want in their careers, to be able to grow as people and also support their families, but also do what they want. And I think that that's really powerful and really special when you think of the impact that's had, not only in the lives, I'm sure, of the people in this room, the alums, but also on our community and our country. And I think that's worthy of celebration here today. The last thing I'll say is, a school is a place where you not only learn in the classroom, but where you learn outside the classroom, where people mature and grow. And when I heard people chatting and catching up with each other, a lot of the stories they were talking about here in the hallway were about their experiences outside the classroom. In sport, that last-minute assignment that's being prepared, the teachers that they knew, the principals, etc. So as we look forward for the next 60 years, especially in the world we find ourselves in, education is going to become even more and more important in my view. And and especially with the technological change that we're seeing. And I know that Martingrove will continue to be at the heart of our community. I know that it'll continue to help people prepare for life, and I know that it will allow people to get that great education so they can do anything that they want. Thank you again for having me, and congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Baker. And also joining us today is City Councillor Stephen Holliday, who has served this community as City Councillor since December 2014. Councillor Holliday is a civic leader deeply engaged in municipal governance and community life, known for his focus on accountability, effective service delivery, and his active involvement in cultural and heritage organizations. Mr. Holliday?
Thank you, Ms. Thompson, and thank you for the warm welcome. I'm always so flattered when people read that. The most important qualification is just being a community member and having a connection to Martingrove Collegiate. I really want to start out by saying happy birthday, 60 years. So I live close by and grew up close to here, but I did go to a different high school. I went to Bishop Allen Academy, another really big important school in Etobicoke. And a couple of years back, we had a milestone celebration. That school is much younger. And when I walked in the building, the first thing that came to my mind was the tactile, right? You know, these bricks, this wood, you know, and you notice how many things have changed. And in here, there's some coats of paint that have been applied or maybe not applied, I don't know, but you know, and things have changed outside. Like, my goodness, there's going to be a subway station outside of here. You know, the school has changed, but very quickly that departs your mind and you start to realize you're there with people. And you see people that you went to school with. You realize that, you know, that time, that little window that you were here was so short. And it felt like the world at the time because life was different. Your context was different. You weren't worried about raising a family or having a job. But it passes by fast. But you also very quickly realize all the people that you've seen there are like threads. Those threads have spread out in life, and they've gone to do different things. This school, there's no arguing that, right? A long 60 years history of alumni. But they all come back from the same place. And sometimes those threads go out and they cross and they reconverge and they retie. And that's what I noticed at that school. And frankly, that's what I notice here. So being a community member, even though I went to a different high school, I walk down the hallways and I see names and photos of people I know. Maybe they were parents of people that I grew up with. Maybe they're friends of mine, and it's true. You know, people that I went to university with, people I knew in the community the same age as me, and I even see children's names there of people that I know or neighbors in the community. And those threads are deep. And I'll tell you, I don't know if this qualifies me as an alumni, but I went to grade 13 night school class here. I'm looking at Ms. Thompson. Hey, it was grade 13 OAC algebra. It was a tough course. So I don't think I'm an alumni, but it does earn me some status. But you know, the point I want to leave you, though, is that these places, although they are bricks and mortar, it's about the people that form the institution. And in 2026, in a city, we're constantly looking for opportunities to rebuild the fabric of our community and sustain the fabric of our community. And, you know, what's fabric made out of? Threads, right? So every now and then those threads come back together. So I thank everyone that has been involved in sustaining this institution and making a meaningful impact to the community. And again, I'm looking to Ms. Thompson here because that's what she talked about, was community. And those pictures, the clubs, the athletics, they're all things that form the community and the identity I have with this community and what you have with this community. So I am very grateful to all of the students that have made this place that it is, right? It's about you being part of the school and the school being part of you. It's not the bricks and mortar. And so I'm appreciative of the faculty that have made all this happen and the volunteers that have made this happen. Now, I'm going to spare you the long paragraph, but I just wanted to let you know that I did prepare a congratulatory certificate because I think you deserve it. I think it's important to celebrate these milestones, but it acknowledges a lot of the things that I talked about in this. all of the hands that have come together to create this space. Whether it's the students, the faculty, or the club members, you've all made Martingrove Collegiate the place that it is. You've all made it the birthday celebration that it deserves. And on the final, the thank you, of course, to all of the work, Ms. Thompson, and the volunteers that you have put into throwing such a great birthday party. I want to wish you another 60 years of success. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Holliday. Stacy Zucker is an experienced educational leader with nearly 2 decades of service in public education, currently serving as Interim Director of Education at the Toronto District School Board. Ms. Zucker joined the Toronto District School Board as Associate Director of Education in 2022 and assumed the role of Interim Director for the second time in December 25. Her career reflects a strong commitment to supporting students and schools through effective stewardship of resources, operations, and system-wide services. Please help me welcome Ms. Zucker to the stage.
Everybody's so tall. Thank you, everyone. It is a pleasure to be here this morning to celebrate 60 years of Martingrove Collegiate Institute. To the many alumni, former and current staff, students, families, community members, and partners gathered here today, thank you for being part of this very special milestone. It's wonderful to see so many generations here together in one place. On behalf of the Toronto District School Board, I'm honored to join you in this celebration, and thank you. As the director, I get involved or invited to many different events, and I can't attend all of them. And when I was invited to this one, I'm not sure if all of you know, and I promised I wouldn't tell stories about him, but Audley Salmon is one of the associate directors and one of my colleagues. And Audley is a graduate of Martingrove Collegiate Institute. He was very excited for this weekend. And if you know Audley, you know he is smart, he's funny. Please don't hold this against me later. But he tells me he was a good athlete. But most important, he's a good person. And I know that being a good person it's not just something that it's inherent in you, and it comes from your background and as you grow up and as you learn and the people that you surround yourself with and the community that you're involved in. So I knew that if I was going to be speaking to a room full of Audley Salmons, that it would be a good event to attend. So I'm very happy to be here today. So there is something very, very powerful about a school community that endures over time. And this weekend we see that spirit in full. From alumni reconnecting at trivia night and a staff breakfast to a friendly competition of students, staff, and alumni on the basketball court. Did you play, Audley? Sorry, to so many conversations happening in the halls as we heard about. This is what 60 years of Bears community looks like. And Martingrove has become a place where students have discovered their strengths and pursued their passions. Whether it's in the classroom, on stage, or field, student leadership, this school has created opportunities for young people to grow and to make a difference. That legacy is reflected in all of you and in the many contributions that Martingrove graduates have made beyond the community. So I'm lucky enough, again, to work alongside with one of you, and I know the impact that you make. So while today is a celebration of the past, it is also a moment to look ahead. I want to recognize that all proceeds from the reunion will go towards the Alumni Legacy Fund to support ongoing extracurricular initiatives and student projects at the school. This is a beautiful example of how this community continues to give back, ensuring that Martingrove's impact is not only remembered, but sustained for future generations. That same spirit that built Martingrove over the last 60 years continues to guide it forward. Today's students are creating their own memories, building their own connections, and shaping the future of the school community. So with the continued support and dedicated staff, engaged families, and a strong alumni network, there is no doubt that Martingrove will continue to thrive for generations to come. To the engaged organizers of the reunion and to everyone who has been part of this event and a part of Martingrove's story, thank you. Thank you for the memories that you have created, the traditions that you have built, and the community that you continue to sustain. Congratulations on 60 years of Martingrove Collegiate Institute, and here's to the next 60. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Zucker. Julia Chang, Martingrove's music director, has been a driving force behind our music program, guiding students to outstanding success at numerous competitions. Through her dedication and passion, she has fostered both musical excellence and a strong sense of community within the program. Please welcome Julia Chang.
I'm not good off the cuff. Thank you, Ms. Thompson, for that extremely accurate description and introduction. On stage are many of our current music students who have been working all year to bring you the music you are hearing today. There are two separate ensembles, string orchestra and concert band, which together comprise the symphony orchestra. In a moment, you will be hearing the third movement of Haydn's Trumpet Concerto performed by MCI grad Steven Woomert, who currently holds the position of principal trumpet with the Toronto Symphony Orchestra. We are incredibly excited and honored to have worked with Steve and have appreciated his generous spirit. Please enjoy.
Thank you for a wonderful performance. And Steven, it's nice to see you back on our stage. Audley Salmon is a distinguished education leader with a 32-year career dedicated to academic excellence and system-wide innovation. His extensive professional journey includes roles as a teacher, principal, family of schools superintendent, and executive superintendent of employee services. A proud alumnus of Martingrove Collegiate, class of 1988. Audley's leadership roots trace back to his time as president of both the Student Administrative Council and the Boys Athletic Association. Please welcome to the stage current Associate Director of Learning Transformation and Equity, Mr. Audley Salmon.
All right, test, 1, 2, 3. Just out of curiosity, I think that the folks that were yelling in the front row might have been staff. So I didn't see it, but I just want to put it out there in case anybody didn't realize that. And it's not every day that you get the opportunity to be on a stage and actually make a comment about some of your former teachers that are now colleagues. So I wanted to point that out. Good morning, everyone. I have to tell you, I'm a little bit A, overwhelmed, B, nervous being up here. I do this on a regular basis, but today I'm nervous. And I'm nervous because of the nature of who's in this particular room. And it brings you back to being 14 years of age and kind of going, oh my goodness, butterflies. The reality is, though, I spent, it is a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to be here amongst colleagues, amongst friends, and amongst family. I think that as I begin, and I thought about this particular conversation that we're about to have, I wanted to talk about and think about what is the Martingrove difference? What's the difference that MCI actually makes? I had an opportunity to speak with a lot of the individuals that were at last night's function. And thank you to Anne and the entire organizing team, because for those of you who do not realize what goes into putting together a 60th reunion, it's unbelievable. I also want to thank Lee Thornton as the principal at Martingrove, because I've been in that particular shoe when it comes to organizing anniversaries and the amount of time, effort, and energy, and I know Anne and the team has done an outstanding job in getting us to this particular place. So just a round of applause for that particular work. So I think, what is the Martingrove difference? And the difference is real. I'm going to start off by number one. Martingrove Collegiate helped to build confidence in us that we could achieve at the highest level of business, sports, arts, music. It instilled a sense of both pride and purpose. We can challenge the world and change it, and we can also have the skills in order to do so. That's one of the things that so many of the educators that were speaking or yelling out have done for us as students. They challenged us to be better. And I think that's a huge part of what this particular school did for us. It developed a sense of resilience. Our teachers pushed us in classrooms, on sports fields, music, arts, drama, to do better and also to be better. They did not accept mediocrity, and neither should we as students. And that's what they instilled in us. And they reinforced every day that life is not about winning, although make no mistake about it, winning's important. Oh, did I say that? But in fact, it's actually more important that we build character, the character to be able to lead with both compassion and conviction. As our world becomes more complex, never forget that at the heart of great civilizations and great organizations are strong relationships based on mutual respect and compassion. We did not always win, although we did win a lot, but this institution taught us to continue to strive for excellence, to find a different approach, chart a different path, but always continue to edge and inch forward, because success comes to those who have planned and are willing to persevere. Along the way, it gave us an opportunity to meet colleagues and friends from across the globe, to create lifelong friendships that have endured the test of time, to foster a culture of inclusion which opened our minds, expanded our horizons, and empowered us to seek greater opportunities. Some of those particular opportunities you've seen today. It included things like the incredible performers that performed for us this morning, music trips, sports competitions, history adventures that were outstanding, math competitions that built our sense of who we are and what we're able to achieve. Great debates. I can't talk to you enough about the debating and what took place in this particular school around debating competitions. And it included all individuals. And last but not least, the drama productions. We've spent a lot of time in this particular auditorium, and those productions were just outstanding. So in those adventures, we met new friends and formed new connections that would last a lifetime. And while we may not have realized it at the time, and this is the sneaky thing about this thing that we call learning and education, every one of those adventures were helping us to learn new skills and build both confidence and resilience that would allow us to thrive in the next chapter of our lives. So when I look back, and I grew up literally 5 minutes away from here at a little place called Willowridge, Metro Housing, just across the street, and I know I spent more time in this building each and every day from 7 to 7 with students, with staff, with people who were caring, and literally individuals that were family. And that was the Martingrove difference for me, because of all of you and all of what you provided and provided to students. That was significant difference. So I want to acknowledge the staff. If you could just stand for a second, I just want to say thank you. Thank you. So, as we look to the current generation of students who roam the halls of MCI, and it is a privilege to roam the halls of MCI, we encourage you to continue the pursuit of excellence in every field. Be bold, be daring, be innovative. Embrace the support provided by your friends, your family, and administration, teachers, and staff. Don't be afraid to continue to reach for the stars. Your Martingrove family is excited to watch you soar. Thank you.
Oddly, it's also nice to see you back on this stage again. Now, please all welcome our founding SAC president, Mr. Clifford Lee Mosley, for a few words.
I'm old, what can I say? Good morning, everyone. It is a pleasure and an honor to speak for the 60-year reunion here at Martingrove. It is unlikely that 60 years ago, any of us thought we'd be back here 60 years later to celebrate this special time. But here we are. 60 years ago, life was a little different. Our school social media was talking to someone at your locker or the lunch table. We dialed the phone with our finger, not our thumb. We weren't able to walk around with a telephone because it was probably attached to the wall. We were the remote control for the TV. Binging referred to consuming alcohol, not watching season 1 of a TV series in the middle. Our first year at Martingrove did not start at the school, but at Martingrove Collegiate, where we went from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. until construction was completed for the most part at MCI. When arrived in the late fall, workers were still in the hallways working throughout the day. One had to maneuver amongst ladders and paint containers to walk down the hallway. I'm sure today that would produce a number of building code and safety violations. When we started at Martingrove, we didn't realize something that we can look back now with pride. We were the beginning of a great school. We helped establish the tone and the environment of the school. We all had a chance to participate and get involved on a team or be part of a group or committee. With that came the responsibility for our effort, for our involvement, for our behavior. As students, we needed to lead and participate to make the sports team happen, the band happen, make the dance happen, the Christmas assembly happen, the prom happen. In other words, we had to get involved. A lot has changed in 60 years, but the principles still remain for those students coming to the school today. We were surrounded by teachers who gave their time and energy to make MCI a great learning environment, and we were given the opportunity to participate and lead. In the 1970 yearbook, there were 66 teachers who in their free time offered 49 different teams, groups, and committees to students. Thank you to the teachers of yesterday and today who give the students the opportunity to be involved and learn not just about math, English, and science, but how to work hard, get involved, be successful, make mistakes, learn from them, and succeed. Martingrove set the foundation for our future, and in that beginning we created traditions and the culture of the school. Be involved, work hard, help others, learn, and have fun doing it. Those who followed have carried on some of the early traditions, but have also created new ones. And new traditions will be created in the future. For many, MCI became a second home where friendships were created and have lasted a lifetime. Hundreds have walked these halls over the past 60 years and will continue to do so going forward. Our time here helped us become successful in many ways and be contributors for society. The irony is that we were the seniors in the room 60 years ago, and we continue to be the seniors today. For those at Martingrove, embrace the opportunity to be involved, learn, and make friends. Those who have walked these hallways over the years are appreciative of their opportunity to be part of the school and have created lasting memories. This weekend, many conversations would probably start with, "Do you remember when?" Thank you.
Thank you, Cliff. And today, our school continues to encourage service through student governance. Our current SAC co-presidents, Cassidy Kite-Smith and Salil Sharma, will now say a few words.
Hello, everyone. My name is Salil.
My name is Cassidy, and we are the current presidents of Martingrove Student Council.
It is truly an honor to be standing here during such a meaningful milestone, our school's 60th anniversary. Today, we are surrounded by generations of students and teachers who have all been a part of Martingrove's history.
To our alumni, thank you. You are the reason this school has a legacy worth celebrating. The traditions, achievements, and spirits you built didn't just stay in the past, but they shaped our environment that we celebrate every day.
Our school environment has such a strong, hard-working community that allows us to successfully pull off events such as this reunion. We are honored to have been part of this community for the past 4 years. Standing in front of you all today, we see a room full of diligent, dedicated individuals who have set the standards for future generations.
My time at MCI has shaped me into a strong, confident leader. From the start of grade 9, I was inspired by the leading students. They carried themselves with such confidence and a proper demeanor, and although we were 3 years apart in age and they had no reason to, I could tell that they cared about me. One day during the first week of school, the SAC president at the time went out of his way to have a conversation with me and my friends. We talked about silly things and bonded over a mutual teacher from our middle school, but at that moment, I knew MCI was a special place with special people. He inspired me to run for SAC president so that I could hopefully inspire younger students to do something new and grow just as he had inspired me. I am incredibly proud to hold this title along with my co-president. Being able to work together has been one of the best experiences I've had in high school. Having another person to share this position with, I feel that we are able to inspire and connect with twice as many students. For those of you that don't know, we got an exact tie during the election, which resulted in our co-presidency. And although we spent 3 years competing for this spot, I could not imagine what it would be like standing up here alone. I feel that our engagement is doubled, our school spirit is strengthening every year, and most importantly, I've made a lifelong friend. Being a part of the MCI community has taught me so much about being a leader and has inspired me to pursue business at Huron University next year. I can say confidently that the skills and experiences I have gained in the past 4 years as a bear will carry with me throughout life, reminding me what it means to be an impactful, kind leader. From our very first ever SAC president to the many more that will follow us, I am proud to be a part of that group, along with Salil, representing our school.
As Cassidy mentioned, we are both extremely proud to share the stage together. With 2 of us as presidents and a council full of many hardworking, caring students, we have been able to run many events this year, such as our annual Winter Talent Show, Semi-Formal, and our newest edition, an SAC-hosted Spelling Bee. We were both really inspired by these events and how they can create such a sense of community within the school. Because of this, Cassidy and I both had our eyes set on becoming SAC president since grade 9. Despite our 3-year-long competition, I couldn't see myself doing this alone. We have faced many challenges together, but the simple reward of a student walking by saying they enjoyed an event is what makes everything worth it. We are so happy we can be at the forefront of the school's community and inspire others just like we were all those years ago. That is what being a bear means to us. Thank you.
Thanks, Cassidy and Salil. Our principal here at Martingrove is committed to fostering a strong sense of community while prioritizing the well-being of both students and staff. Under her leadership, the school continues to emphasize respect, collaboration, and a supportive learning environment where everyone can thrive. Would you please all welcome our current principal, Lee Thornton, with some closing remarks.
Hi, it can stay here now because these are the last remarks. Good morning, everyone. My name is Lee Thornton, and I am the very proud and very privileged principal at Martingrove Collegiate. Just listening to everyone who spoke before me, I realized that what was then is also now. And our students and staff are unbelievably brilliant and beautiful. I'm going to speak on behalf of my colleagues, Vivian and Shamil, our 2 amazing vice principals, in saying we have the privilege of witnessing so much, like looking at just our SAC presidents and seeing where they were in grade 9 and where they are now. Watching the students up here on the stage, being able to have seen them where they were, some of them were in grade 9 and where some of them are now in grade 12. And also, we get to see the students who maybe aren't currently leading SAC or leading certain things, but they're experiencing some challenges. And we get to witness their growth, which is also a beautiful and wonderful thing. Our students care about one another, they collaborate with one another, they want to see one another succeed, and I think that if the world could follow the lead of our students and our staff, that we would be in a really, really great place. As we bring this formal portion of our day to a close, I'm struck by the same feeling I get when I'm in the halls, in the classrooms, at school events, or looking through our publications, and it is a profound sense of pride in the vibrant, joyful, and thriving community that is Martingrove Collegiate. Whether you walked through these halls decades ago or you are here today, you will always be a Bear, and each one of you is an essential part of the MCI story, and we are so incredibly glad that you are home. An event of this magnitude is a massive undertaking, and it truly takes a village. I want to start by thanking our reunion planning committee. Ann Thompson, whose energy, organization, enthusiasm, positivity, and talent, and can I mention organization again, knows no bounds. James Nerona, Aggie Urbanowitz, Jessica Reed, Michelle Marchetti, Mike Goldberg, and Susan Sargucci, your passionate dedication for Martingrove has made this homecoming possible. We are also so grateful to have been joined today by our distinguished guests, Yvonne Baker, Stephen Holliday, Stacy Zucker, Audley Salmon, and Lorraine Linton. A special welcome back to our very first SAC president, also very funny, Clifford Lee Mosley, as well as our current co-presidents, Cassidy Kite-Smith and Salil Sharma. Our atmosphere today was made so much brighter by the wonderful music. Thank you to our special guest, Steven Woomert, and to Julia Chang, our wonderful MCI music students, for sharing your talents with us. To the brilliant staff at MCI, there are so many of you, teachers, support staff, office staff, caretakers, the recently retired, and the over 150 enthusiastic student volunteers who were here till 7 o'clock last night and here very, very early this morning, who helped with everything from setup to pickups to baking to creating to organizing and tours. Thank you. Your commitment to Martingrove is difficult to describe, but beautiful to witness. Creative ideas, tremendous follow-through, countless hours after school, and cooperation with one another. You are the reason this school shines. We are also so lucky to have fantastic parents and guardians who organized a fabulous breakfast for all of the staff. And thank you so much for all of your support and work to make this happen. And now I'd like to ask 3 very special students to join us on the stage: Justin Wu, Shamir Mohammed Zada, and Laaiba Bassett. These 3 have worked tirelessly on all of our marketing materials and social media posts, basically doing anything and everything with a smile. To show our appreciation, Ms. Thompson has a gift for you, some of our newest bearwear, which is extra special because you actually designed it yourselves. And finally, thank you all for coming. As you leave this room, the day is not over yet. Please take your time to wander the halls and rediscover the place where so many of your cherished memories began. We have displays and demos set up throughout the building. Just follow the maps provided to make sure you see it all. The open house is open until 3 p.m. Enjoy the walks down memory lane, the reconnections with old friends, and the discovery of how much Martingrove Collegiate Institute continues to grow and is the way it is because of you. Have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you.